So my name is Jan from Brocke, and I'm excited about process. I research process, I teach process. I'm a professor at the University of Liechtenstein, and I'm Hilti Endowed Chair of Business Process Management. So the year 2022, I think, and the following years will really be the years to make BPM an integrated management approach in your organization. So not drawing diagrams only, but really, solving problems, delivering strategy, and making people excited. And I know that we all always wanted to do that in a way, but I think there are two distinct reasons why this is now really very much on the agenda. So the first reason would be really there is a need, right? And you might get the second reason is about the possibilities we have. Let me talk a little about the need first, probably. So I think it's very obvious we all live today in a world of constant change, right? And the speed and the extent of this change is really increasing. So we need to be able to adjust, right? So we do more business, we do less business, we work from home, we work back in the office, we meet outdoors, we are a restaurant today, and tomorrow we are a delivery service. And maybe then we are a platform for recipes, and then back to be a restaurant, And in a way, I strongly believe that this is a huge challenge for the processes, considering processes are what companies do, processes are what's happening. So whatever happens, it happens through process. So you always need to be able to adjust the processes, and you need to be able to do that quickly, and you need to be able to do that together with a full team in your organization. So I think that's really the need. So my understanding is kind of the winners of the future, sort of the strong companies, will be those who are fit for the future in the sense that they would have fit processes, and they know about their processes, they do understand the processes, and they're also able to adjust and change their processes quickly. So I'd say that's the need side, right? And at the same time, we live in a fascinating time of apparently endless technology, right? So we have so many technological opportunities, thinking of digital trace data alone. So whatever we do, whatever happens, all these processes I was referring to, being a restaurant, being a delivery service, being a platform, contributing to ecosystems, it's all documented and leaves traces in data, right? And we can analyze this data in a way we were not able to do that before. And we can analyze, but also we could automate to a large extent, following the vision of really intelligent processes, which would, by their own, in a way, be able to sense change and then adjust automatically. And in a number of areas, I'd say this automatic adjustment really works very well. In even more cases, I firmly believe it's not only about the technology, it's also about the people, right? And we need to be able to develop adaptive processes in socio-technical systems where there's task, technology, and people. And so that, I think, is part of an integrated management approach we are hoping to accomplish, which puts process in the focus and then, develops really, really innovative, technology-inspired, but really also people-related management approach for the next decades. Now, thinking about such trends, I think there is one additional aspect I'd really like to point out. So if we talk about trends, there's always, it's great because we see what's coming on the horizon. On the other hand, I always feel there's a little danger related to it, by meaning, okay, there's the trends, so those trends are going to come, right? We talk about the digital trace and AI and intelligent processes, and so they will come, right? And sort of my key message I'd like to convey here is these things I was talking about now, they're not coming to you, in a way that you just could sit there and wait for the trends to happen. It is really much more about you making those trends happen. And this, I think, relates to something important. So these trends often, they sound so fascinating, but you shouldn't be too overly fascinated by those trends, I'd say. But it's rather they should give you inspiration and to trigger you to really think about what's in it for you. Because you, as your organization, you would have your own strategy, you have your own context, you have your own dynamics. And it really will be about understanding those and then being able to plan and select which technology makes most sense for your organization, in which parts, and how to implement it. And this is something I'd like to invite all of you to engage in, be inspired by the trends, but then very much try to understand and be curious, finding out the way you can benefit from those developments. And one aspect I'd probably like to refer to, one tool, because I could understand now, you probably feel a little like, whoa, okay, I'd love to do that now, but how? And there are tools available. And just one I'd like to point out, which is the Business Process Management Billboard, which is really a one-page representation which would actually guide you through the most relevant questions to find out what is the really big trends for your organizations and how can you really capitalize on those. So it actually really starts with your strategy, independent of BPM, independent of technology. Where do you want to go? You want to grow, you want to be agile, you want to internationalize, you want to be more sustainable, you want to be more resilient, you tell us, right? Second step, what's your context, right? So what are your constraints? What are your opportunities? Taking that into account really, really strongly for you as an organization, but also internally. You would know that some processes are really, really fast flowing, running, stable processes. Others are occurring very seldomly, and whenever they occur, very differently. So obviously, different ball game, different technology you'd like to apply in order to make such processes intelligent. So that was kind of the second, and then you would go through various capability areas, which would not only account for technology, but also for business as well as for people. And then you develop those capabilities in order to deliver the strategy in your given contextual situation. So I shouldn't talk too much about the billboard here, but if that has caught your interest to be inspired by the trends, but you want to find out how can you now very specifically in your organization benefit from those trends, and how can you make those trends your trends, then the billboard might be an interesting tool to look into.